Hey everyone, I'm Sophia with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. Today, we're talking about Blessed Fina de Ciardi, also known to great many as Saint Fina, even though she was never officially canonized. It's not surprising that she's still considered a saint, especially after we look at the kind of example she set during the short time she was alive. Fina, or Serafina, was born in Italy in 1238. Her family was thought to be of noble descent, but during her life, they were impoverished. Fina was a beautiful, generous child. She would always stow away a portion of her meals to give to those without food, even though she herself had very little. Not wanting to live her life idly, she spent most of her days consumed in prayer and sewing, generally leaving the home only to go to Mass. Just before she turned 10, Fina lost her father and shortly after was struck with a debilitating illness. This illness paralyzed her limbs and ate away at her physically. The once beautiful girl became misshapen and was in constant pain. Even in this state, however, she denied herself comfort and chose to sleep on a plank of wood instead of her bed. Unable to move from her spot and depending on others to look after her, Fina suffered for 5 long years. Her mother died not long after she fell ill, leaving her alone but for occasional visits from her neighbors. Her physical condition continued to deteriorate during this time until even those who knew her couldn't bring themselves to visit, excluding one devoted friend named Bauer, who cared for her as often as she could. Though she was neglected and suffered a great deal, Fina never complained of her discomforts. Instead, she continually prayed for strength and drew inspiration from the life of Saint Gregory the Great, who had also persevered through serious illness. In time, Fina was given an answer to her prayers. Saint Gregory appeared to her and told her that on his feast day, which was still March 12th at the time, God would give her rest. As predicted, she died on that day at only 15 years old. But with her death came several miracles. Her friend Bauer suddenly found her injured arm healed after carrying Fina, and when Fina's body was removed from the plank where she had lain for so many years, white violets were found growing on the old rotten piece of wood. These flowers are still known to some as Saint Fina violets in her honor. It's pretty safe to say that everyone has been sick at some point in their lives, and we can all agree it's a miserable experience. Imagine 5 years of terrible illness before finally dying. Fina's story might seem like nothing but a tragedy, but if we take the chance to ask her, she'd probably disagree with that assessment. She was joyful in the time she was given, and she inspired countless people through her example of faith. Even in times when we feel like we're powerless, to the point we can't even help ourselves, much less anyone else, we have the comfort of knowing that God can still do great things through us, just like Fina, who accomplished so much, even as she lay sick and immobile in the little village of San Gimignano. Blessed Fina de Ciardi, pray for us.
Thank you for tuning in to Awaken the Saint.